It's time to end this photo activism. We're asking you to call us and tell us what you think about what has happened over the last 24 hours, the kind of response we've seen from our politicians. My colleagues, Aditi Anand Narayan in Delhi and Vidya are in Mumbai, and they are getting us reactions from people on the street. We've also got a senior Supreme Court lawyer, Mr. Bhattacharya, in the studio. But I want to come to you first, Aditi. What are you gauging from the response you're getting from people in Delhi? Are they satisfied with the kind of political response they've been seeing over the last 48 hours, or do they think this is nothing more than tokenism?
Padmaja, there is anger, there is frustration, and there is outrage among the people here. And especially they are thinking that, these politicians are using this platform to actually earn political brownie points. We have a lot of people who want to talk on this. आप सब लोग को हम आप सब लोग यहाँ पे क्या कहते हैं राज्यों पर हम लोग जब चंगा जाम किए थे वसंत विहार पुलिस थाने के पास हम लोगों ने पुलिस को जब इंटरोगेट किया था क्यों हो रहा है बार-बार तो पुलिस का ये कहना है कि समाज में
A candlelight march and a protest was held at India Gate. It's currently on. In fact, it is led by the JNU, Jawaharlal Nehru University Students Union. They're asking for action against the perpetrators of that horrible crime in Delhi, and they're also asking that the entire system be overhauled, the policing be made better in the city, and the government be made accountable. Remember, currently the Delhi police does not report to the Delhi government but to the Union Home Ministry. That, they say, needs to be changed.
नहीं भूलेंगे 2002 में मोदी की तरफ पावर में आया था हम लोग नहीं भूलेंगे कौन देखते हैं साथियों जो कश्मीर में जो मणिपुर में कोई अकाउंटेबिलिटी नहीं होता है और कितने मना देंगे शहीद होने पाएंगे जब इनको समझ में आए वी आर नॉट ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ योर आ जाओ
इधर आ जाना भाई सारे चैनल पे पहुंच जाएंगे
डिमांड करते हैं
इधर
सुरक्षा की एंश्योर करें
हाँ सर माइक लाइट क्यों जला दिया यार लाइट जला दिया ना ये फायदा होगा चलो
पहले भी 2 प्रोटेस्ट डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन का कॉल कल हम लोगों ने दिया था। वसंत विहार पुलिस स्टेशन के बाहर आउटर रिंग रोड को हमने 3 घंटे तक चक्का जाम कर दिया, और इसलिए क्योंकि एक बहुत सेंसिटिव इश्यू है, इसलिए क्योंकि हमारे महिलाएं सिटीजन्स महिलाएं जो है उनकी सिक्योरिटी का मामला है, उनकी फ्रीडम का मामला है, उनकी सेफ्टी का मामला है। जो दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट और दिल्ली पुलिस कहती है कि हम सिक्योरिटी और सेफ्टी महिलाओं को देते हैं, बिल्कुल इसका अपोजिट।
कल जाम लगाया आपने, आज इंडिया गेट पे आना पड़ा, क्या लगता है 24 घंटे में कोई कार्रवाई नहीं हुई जबकि 5 लोग पकड़े जा चुके हैं?
एक कार्रवाई होना अलग बात, हम ये डिमांड करते हैं कि इस तरह की घटनाएं को बिल्कुल रुक जाना हो, बिल्कुल फुल स्टॉप होना हो, और जब तक ये तमाम सारी घटनाएं रुकेंगे नहीं, क्योंकि एक बेसिक प्रॉब्लम है अंडरस्टैंडिंग, गवर्नमेंट्स की अंडरस्टैंडिंग। गवर्नमेंट क्या कहती है? सिक्योरिटी और सेफ्टी के नाम पे महिलाओं की आज़ादी को, महिलाओं के मूवमेंट को और कर्टेल किया जाता है और रोका जाता है। कहा जाता है कि आप 2 बजे के बाद बाहर मत निकलिए, कहा जाता है कि आप बाहर निकलेंगे तो हम आपकी सिक्योरिटी के लिए, आपकी सेफ्टी के लिए जिम्मेदारी नहीं लेंगे। कहा जाता है कि आप किसी एस्कॉर्ट के साथ अपने भाई बंधुओं के साथ बाहर निकलिए। हम इन सब चीजों को नहीं जाएंगे।
ये आज रुक जाएगा, आगे भी जाएगा।
ये एजिटेशन जो है, ये एजिटेशन तो है, लेकिन इसके साथ साथ हमको ये भी समझना पड़ेगा, हर दिन यहाँ पे महिला अपने घरों से लेके घरों में एजिटेशन करती है, हर दिन महिला बस स्टॉप पे एजिटेशन करती है, हर दिन महिला अपने पब्लिक प्लेसेस में, ऑफिसेज में एजिटेशन करती है, हर दिन महिला शिकायत जब लिखवाने जाती है पुलिस स्टेशन में, वहां एजिटेशन करती है। यहाँ एजिटेशन रुकता नहीं, लेकिन फिर भी सरकार गूंगी है, सरकार को कुछ सुनाई नहीं देता, उनकी सेफ्टी की, उनकी सिक्योरिटी की बात कोई नहीं करता है रियल सेंस में।
मैं ये कह रहा हूँ, कल जाम लगा आज यहाँ पर इंडिया गेट, आगे क्या योजना है, आगे किस तरीके से?
और ये तमाम सारे प्रोटेस्ट एक्शंस जब तक चलते रहेंगे, जब तक दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट कोई एक सही कानून और दिल्ली पुलिस के अंदर पुलिस का जो पूरा एजेंसी है, पूरा जो सिस्टम है, उसमें सुधार नहीं लाता, उसकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग में सुधार नहीं लाता। जो पूरा पैट्रियार्कल पूरा एक सिस्टम है जो महिलाओं के विरोध में खड़ा होता है, उससे हम जस्टिस कैसे सीख कर सकते?
आगे की क्या
योजना हम लोग यहाँ के कंसर्न सिटीजन्स भी आए हुए हैं, तमाम तरीके के जेएनयू स्टूडेंट्स यूनियन इस मूवमेंट को लीड कर रहा है, और तमाम सारे हमारे टीचर्स भी, जेएनयू टीचर्स एसोसिएशन भी हमारे साथ हैं, और कर्मचारी एसोसिएशन हमारे साथ है।
कानून नहीं आएगा तब तक यूनिवर्सिटी बंद वगैरह करवाने की,
यूनिवर्सिटी बंद कराने का अगर जरूरत पड़े तो हम लोग करेंगे ही, और अभी ये एजिटेशन चलता रहेगा जब तक कोई कॉन्क्रीट जवाब सरकार की तरफ से, कोई कॉन्क्रीट अप्रूवल कि हम महिलाओं की सिक्योरिटी के लिए ABCDE ये तमाम सारी चीजें करने वाले हैं, तब तक हम लोग का एजिटेशन चलता रहेगा।
नाम बताइए।
मैं शकील अंजुम हूँ, जनरल सेक्रेटरी जेएनयू स्टूडेंट्स यूनियन।
आइए उपाध्यक्ष ले लेंगे, इंग्लिश बोल नहीं पाएंगे, तो इंग्लिश में ले लेंगे।
All right, let's go across now to the people who have joined us on this story. In a studio, we have got Mr. Biswajit Bhattacharya. He is the former Additional Solicitor General and a Senior Supreme Court Advocate. And also from Pune, we have human rights lawyer Aseem Saraugi with us. I want to ask you first, Mr. Bhattacharya. A lot is being said, but little is being done. We know even now that laws related to sexual assault of women, violence against women are from the British era. What sort of legislation do you think needs to be enacted immediately to ensure that women really get justice in the real sense of the word?
Legislation we have in plenty. In fact, there is too much of legislation, but very little, justice. And who is to ensure justice in this case? The state. Article 21 says it is the responsibility of the state to ensure the life and liberty of every person. And this is a total failure of the state. And if the state fails to protect the life and liberty of a person who happens to be a hapless, innocent lady, then I think it's time somebody should own up and say, I'm sorry, it's my mistake, I tender my resignation, and here is the action.
Well, they've done half of that. They've done half of that. The Delhi Police Commissioner has said it's impossible to police each nook and corner of the city. But tender my resignation, that part has not happened. They've abdicated their responsibility. Yes. Mr. Bhattacharya, I'll come back to you in just a second. But there are some more images that we are getting in from India Gate. Let's quickly listen.
नहीं, यूनिवर्सिटी बंद कर दिया, हम लोग संसद के अंदर घुसेंगे, हम लोग जो बोला वो करेंगे, हम लोग
अभी आप क्या संसद पर मार्च करेंगे?
करेंगे हम लोग, अभी करेंगे हम लोग, अभी करेंगे। यस सर, आई विल कॉल सर।
Let me also quickly bring in our other guest, Aseem Saraugi. Mr. Saraugi, at a time when the police and the government have more or less said that unless you make an emergency call to us, there's little we can do to help you out. Do you think it's time that a deterrent, an effective and strong deterrent is put in place, and capital punishment for rapists is made mandatory?
I really don't think so that capital punishment being imposed for rape violence should stop in any kind the rape violence. The offense is always increasing. I think that the laws which are in place, they need to be implemented very strictly. If the offender should know and they will get the information that there is a judicial functioning which is very fast, which is very quick, and they can get punishment for whatever offense they do, then definitely we can curb these type of violences.
Okay.
I wish to attract the attention of honorable whoever the person talking before, that there is a Supreme Court judgment given in 1997 in Domestic Workers Union versus Union of India, which says that every police station in India should contain a board of persons who are sensitive and socially motivated, and whenever any victim of rape will approach with a complaint, from that point of time she should get immediate help in filing a complaint, in medical aid, and even this judgment says that there should be criminal injury compensation board set up everywhere, and on the prima facie basis that victim should get immediate economical help. Now, if you see who are the victims who are coming forward with the complaint of rape, you can see that lower middle class and poor women are coming forward with the complaints and filing their complaints. So
Mr. Saraogi, in fact, we've established after speaking to both our guests that legislation, adequate legislation, at least for the time being, does exist. It's implementation where the government is faulty. And Aditi, isn't that really the point? If the law exists, instead of going out on these token dharnas and protests and placard protests, shouldn't our netas at least ensure that the existing laws are implemented with full force?
If there are laws, why haven't they been implemented till now? And if the MPs have got down on the streets and they are doing dharnas and they are protesting against this gang raid that took place on Sunday, but what is the solution? Padmaja, I have been going across the city over the past 3 days, and there's just one question that each and every woman in the capital is asking. They do not demand justice, they do not demand answers. What they demand is long-term solutions and implementation of these plans and solutions which the government claims that they have laws in place. Padmaja.
Absolutely. In fact, I also want to get in a word from Vidya, who's been speaking to a lot of women activists and politicians as well. You can't escape them. In Mumbai, what exactly are the protesters, especially the MLAs who have taken out a march today, Vidya? What exactly are they demanding? Don't they realize that there is already a law? It's the implementation which is faulty. What about the mindsets within their own parties, which is blatantly sexist?
Well, it certainly is. It's basically the apathy that most of the people that I've been speaking to here has said that has led to crime being rising in Mumbai. Let me put these questions across to Avisha. Ma'am, for the last many number of years that you have been working in this field, there is a lot of apathy, as you said, that you have faced when it comes to police, when it comes to ministers as well. Isn't it the time to now form legislations, for get into action rather than just speak out in we have seen Jaya Bachchan and other members of the parliament actually speaking about these issues. Now, isn't it time to act now?
Definitely, I will say there is no need of new legislations. We have enough of acts which can protect the women or civilians of this society, but the implementation is zero. Like I said, Domestic Violence Act is there. Under that, we need to have the women's cell under various police stations. Last 2 years, we have applied for that. The applications have been invited, but the government is not interested in giving the sanctions also. Last 6 years, we have been running this kind of centers on our own with the permissions from the police station. What more they want? Just to grant a permission so that the police or the local political pressure is not on us, and we are able to give justice to ordinary women or citizens whoever come to us. But even the politicians, the government, nobody is interested in that. And when finally we come to the courts or to police, first police is not interested in registering the offences, the shoddy investigation is taking place, then the matter comes to the court. Even the court, if you are rich, you are able to influence the courts also. And the heinous crimes like rape and all, the complete onus comes on a woman to show that she has been raped.
Well, it's amazing that kind of hypocrisy completely exposed. These netas at every level will sit on one application which will make life easier for women, and then they will wax eloquent about getting justice for them. Another caller now joins us on the phone line from Hyderabad. SAS Sharma, what do you have to say, Mr. Sharma?
Yes. Hello.
Mr. Sharma, can you please switch off your television and please go ahead. What do you want to say?
Yeah, I personally feel that before removing tinted glasses from cars, let our politicians and political parties put an end to give tickets to all these tainted politicians who are many of them have got murder charges, rape charges. Second, let all the state governments must remove police convoys to VIPs. Later, our police take care of our citizens first before providing security to VIPs.
Absolutely, that's a very interesting point you've raised, Mr. Sharma. Why don't any of these MPs even offer to give up their own VIP security so that there'll be more boots on the ground in the cities, which will make women feel safer? In fact, we're asking you to call in. You can call in on the numbers on your screen right now. Mr. Bhattacharya, I want to ask you about the kind of response you've seen. You've been a former additional Solicitor General. Do you find that our netas satisfy themselves with only doing these sort of protests? They will hold a candle march one day and the next day forget about it, but the basics which have to be implemented are often ignored?
Yes, I would agree with you. And the gentleman just now made the point about all the sort of security forces mostly spending their time in looking after the VVIPs in Delhi. It is rather distressful that in a place like Delhi, which is the capital of the largest democracy of the world, sometimes when VIP travels, we stop on the road for half an hour, 1 hour. In fact, Mr. Harish Salve has already filed a public interest litigation in the Supreme Court. So in some part of Delhi, you find the entire traffic is stopped, and in another part you find there is no cop, and this kind of a sort of a situation happens. So my firm conviction is that the criminal justice delivery system will have to be sensitized by recruiting adequate number of ladies in the police force. There should be at least 50% reservation of ladies in every police station, in every investigating agencies. And only then can there be an effective tackling of this problem. You have to involve ladies and give reservation of at least half the job to them. Only then this kind of a crime, otherwise it will remain a lip service. This candlelight will go on for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and then 4th day it will stop. The collective conscience of the nation has to rise. Today is one of the blackest days.
Well, in fact, it has risen, and we are getting some dramatic images from India Gate where people are saying enough is enough.
One of the blackest days of the democracy.
सबसे बड़ी बात है जो मानसिकता है.
Accident, Lal Bahadur Shastri resigned. When there was an aircraft accident, Madhavrao Sindhya resigned. Today somebody has to own up and say, yes, it is my responsibility and I own up. Can there be any political leader at any level who is going to own up this responsibility? It's happening on the sanctum of democracy of the country.
Right. In fact, we're also joined now from Kolkata by a lady who fought a very long and very difficult battle. She was assaulted not too long ago in Kolkata. Remember, this was the case, the Park Street rape case, which was brushed off by Mamata Banerjee as political conspiracy. That lady joins us today just 48 hours after another brutal assault has shocked the collective conscience of this country. Ma'am, I want to come to you first. It must be a really painful experience for you to hear of anything like this just a few months down after what you experienced. What was the first thing that came to your mind? Was it a sense of, will anything ever change to make things better for women?
What I personally felt was that if things had been taken seriously when I had come out with what had happened to me and how badly violated and brutally raped I had been, things wouldn't have gotten so far with this poor girl. I read the papers yesterday, and I actually cried because to think that this girl had to go through so much pain, and they had raped her already, they had beaten her already. There was no need to have gone and brutally damage her insides. This is absolutely grotesque. The people that have done it are complete monsters, deranged. There's nothing I can say to the girl, because the pain that she feels, no one can actually feel, and I know that she's going through a very, 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 very rough and hard battle at the moment, fighting for her life. So it's really, really difficult to say. It's really sad. It's really, really sad.
I also want to ask you, what do you think when you see these token protests happening after the assault on that girl? Because you're someone who's battled the political system. After the assault on you, you saw the kind of ugly politics that started around your case. Do you fear that something like this will happen again in Delhi? People will have a go at each other, political parties, and then they'll all forget about it?
You know, that's the problem. I mean, uh, politicians, I mean, they make it out to be about themselves, but it's really not. It's about us and our safety as women. We don't feel safe, and we have a government to look upon, who's like a father and a mother to us. You know, when we look for safety, we run to our parents because we know that our parents will keep us safe. But here in this case, we run to the government, we run to the law because we feel that justice will be served. And at this point, if things had been taken seriously, if women's complaints against such harassments were taken seriously, I'm sure these people wouldn't have had the guts to do what they managed to do and call it a fun night.
And the tragic thing is that everyone makes speeches about how death penalty is the way to go, but no one actually tells us how they are planning to do it. If you have a solution, tell us how you're planning to implement it. How do you see the kind of demands that were made in Parliament yesterday, which seemed to be very outraged about what had happened in Delhi?
Well, that's exactly you know, the point. The thing is, when I was watching the TV yesterday and I was watching what was going on in the Parliament, it actually I felt like a girl or a woman has to, you know, probably have her intestines out and splattered and her womb destroyed and ruptured before anyone or any high level or dignitary has to take a strong stand. If the strong stand had been taken earlier on, just on you know, when a girl is being raped, okay, fine, she makes it out, I made it out, and I thank God, and I thank the prayers, my kids, I'm sure they pray for me when I leave the house, like we all pray for our kids when they leave, you know, our mothers, our parents pray for us, our safety back home. So, you know, when I feel this, I think, why does a woman or a girl need to come to this level where she's practically on a ventilator fighting for her life for a stand to be made? And I don't agree with the death penalty at all. I feel that would end their life, and they wouldn't even know the pain that the person, that the victim is going through. You know, we have to deal with the pain right till the day we die, and nothing can change that. No amount of compensation, no amount of love, no amount of nothing changes that, because right throughout, these memories will haunt us forever, you know. And they get to just hang and die and it's all over. I don't think that should be, that would be fair. I think they need to suffer for what they've done.
Ma'am, and I certainly hope that those people do suffer. Of course, your case is still under trial. The men responsible for the Delhi gang rape have also been arrested. Now we'll be tracking developments there.